Wordly Wise, Level 5, Lesson 6, E. Passage. The pen is mightier than the sword. In the early 19th century, a number of Americans supported slavery, a practice that had been widely accepted since ancient times. Even people who loathed slavery, and there were a great many, thought that there was little that one person could do about it. They were wrong. Harriet Beecher Stowe, who was born in Litchfield, Connecticut in 1811, was someone who caused important changes. She believed that slavery was a monstrous crime. While living in Ohio in the 1840s, she used her home to harbor slaves. The slaves had escaped from their southern owners and were making their way north to freedom. In 1850, Harriet moved to Maine with her minister husband. There she wrote a novel called Uncle Tom's Cabin. The book not only awakened people to the horrors of slavery, but also catapulted her to world fame. Her book painted a grim picture of slave life. Readers shared the agony that the slave mother Eliza felt when she accidentally overheard that her only child was to be sold to a slave trader. They eagerly followed Eliza's adventures. First, Eliza escaped with her child. Together, they crossed the half-frozen Ohio River by jumping from one broken piece of ice to the next. Armed men and yelping dogs were close behind. Readers breathed a sigh of relief when Eliza and her child reached Canada and freedom. Another character in the book is the wise and kindly slave, Uncle Tom. He was sold to Simon Legree. Legree was a man who took pleasure in inflicting severe punishment on his slaves. He ordered Uncle Tom to give a whipping to a sick and weak female slave who had failed to pick enough cotton. Tom refused, so Legree had him whipped instead. Later, Uncle Tom steadfastly refused to tell Legree where two of his runaway slaves were hiding. Legree had him beaten so severely that he died. Readers wept. Uncle Tom's Cabin sold millions of copies. It was translated into many different languages. It was also made into a stage play. The play was performed all over the world. The book helped rouse the people of America, especially those in the North, into demanding an end to slavery. Of course, not everyone looked with favor on Uncle Tom's Cabin. It was banned in the South. Slave owners and their supporters accused Harriet Beecher Stowe of meddling in their lives. She ignored their protest. She continued to denounce slavery in speeches, articles, and books. The quarrel between North and South over the question of slavery escalated. In 1863, in the middle of the Civil War, President Abraham Lincoln signed an order abolishing slavery in states then under Confederate control. Harriet Beecher Stowe's novel played no small part in bringing about the war that ended slavery. Her life shows that just one determined person can make a difference.